what I realized is that if someone does not know Christ, they do not have hope.
Mm-hmm.
So the world is hopeless, and this is confirmed by, if you look in like your Greek dictionaries and stuff, and you try to find hope discussed in the pagan literature, it's not there, or it's mocked.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a false hope, because there is no hope apart from Christ, and specifically apart from the resurrection, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we have this horizon of hope that extends past death, past the grave. It reaches into eternal life. This anchor of hope. Like the picture is, okay, so I'll tell us see if I can paint this picture. In Hebrews 6, it says we have this hope, which is the anchor of the soul,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes beyond the veil. So it's this combination of two pictures that are really profound. So the veil is the temple veil. And in Hebrews, you have this picture that the heavenly throne is shadowed in the earthly tabernacle, right?
Mm.
So there's a throne in heaven, and there's a mercy seat in the tabernacle. There's the 4 living creatures around the throne, and then there's the cherubim on the Ark of the Covenant and the veil.
Mm-hmm.
There's the prayers of the saints, and there's the incense.
Mm-hmm.
And there's there's Jesus entering into the holy place with his blood, and there's the Day of Atonement, the priest going into the holy place with the blood of the bull. So that the activity of this little earthly tabernacle is the shadow of the heavenly reality. So when it says that the hope goes beyond the veil, it's talking about it's the picture of the high priest who would go in once a year,
Mm-hmm.
and they would tie a rope to his ankle
In case he were to die, right?
in case he dies.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes in there, and he's got the bells so they can listen to make sure he's still alive. And then if he, clunk, they drag him out. It's that picture in the heavenly reality, so that when Jesus goes into the to the throne of God at the right hand in heaven, there's a rope tied to his ankle.
Mm.
He's our anchor, and the other end of that rope is tied to our souls.
Mm.
So that's the boat picture of the anchor. Like, you get to shore and you're still on the water, but someone jumps off and ties the anchor to the pier or whatever. So you're still floating, but you're tethered to the unmoving thing. But that tether is to Christ, and so each one of us caught by Christ it's a beautiful thing to imagine. There's just this rope, and it's bound up to the heavenly throne, and it's bound to our own hearts. And I like to think that every time, we come to church, it's like Jesus just, if you could imagine, that rope goes through your heart to your altar.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Lord just kind of pulls you to church. And when it's time for the Lord's Supper, he pulls you to the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gives you a little slack, and he gives you a little slack. And then next Sunday, he pulls you back in. This is our hope. And then one day, when you breathe your last, he'll just tug you all the way, and bring you there. And so we have this, because we're tethered already to Christ. It's almost like we have we're not free climbing.
Mm-hmm.
We are. What is when you're rock climbing and you have
like a belay
you're
system?
Belayed. You're belayed to heaven,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't fall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't die.